Hello, everybody. Welcome to Kandid Konversations. How y'all doing today? I'm your host, Kyra. I don't see anybody up. I don't see. Oh, okay. How everybody doing today? Well, I'm going to start off by saying that Kandid Konversations is for everybody to come in and conversate with us about the given topic of the night. So y'all can comment in the comment part, and we're going to have fun tonight. So tonight's topic is going to be co-parenting. And the reason why it's going to be co-parenting is because I don't know if everybody saw on the internet the video that went viral of the mother cutting the child's braids. That was very disturbing to me. So I figure, let's talk about it. So if you didn't see the video, we're going to show a clip of the video so everyone knows exactly what I'm talking about. You want to play a video? Okay, here goes the video of the little girl. She is, as you can see, her mother has cut her hair, even though they were extensions. I believe they were extensions. With her and the father going off on each other for no reason. And her hair looked very nice, very cute. And what is the purpose of her cutting her braids out? And as you can see, this child can't be any more than 2 or 3 years old. So tonight we're just going to talk about toxic parenting, because this is very disturbing. But before we start all of that and we start conversating, let's talk to everyone's favorite guy, Jay.
What up?
Hey Jay, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm fine. So
You sure?
yeah, I'm fine. I had a good day.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
So guys, chime in, let us know how you feel about the video and what are your thoughts about it and what could she have done to make it better. How many people are watching right now? Hi, Danielle. Jay, so you saw the video. How do you feel about the video from a guy's perspective?
I don't know. I want to find out how you felt about the video first before I answer that.
Well, I
Know what I mean?
said it disturbed me. I don't like to see parents act like that in front of their kids. Like, it's better ways to communicate than her just taking scissors to her child's head. That's very disturbing, and it doesn't make her look like a great mother. It's a better way
Hmm.
she could have handled that in a totally different way.
Hmm.
Not cutting the braids out. She could have took the child in the house and just took the braids out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, she didn't have to. Well, I don't know. I don't know what her relationship is with her kid's father, but that's what we're here to talk about.
I don't know. I just think she did that just because she was mad at dude. I mean that was pretty obvious.
Hey, Kate. I can't. Okay, so Kate just chimed in. We're going to replay the video one more time so everybody that's just joining can see the video again. Um, and this is basically about a mother, well, a father who picked his child up from daycare early, and he went to take his kids, which one is a boy, one is a girl, to get their hair cut and get their hair done. The mother decided to cut the child's hair in front of the father and have an argument in front of her children about the hair getting cut. So we're going to watch the video just one quick time so everybody that's coming in now can see the video again. And we're trying to figure out, well, the topic is co-parenting and why is it so toxic? Why parents can't get along for the sake of the children. And this video went viral. And the father did say that he was trying to get custody of his kids because he's not allowed to see his children. And to me, it was nothing wrong, because I personally would have been very happy if my kid's father went and got my kid's hair done. There would have been no complaints at all.
I'm stopping by your house first to get that money.
You
Oh,
know,
I'll take the kid all day, but I ain't paying for no playing with you.
don't start. Don't start. So how do y'all feel about this video? What do you think she could have did that was better for the kids? Because like I said, she should have just took the little girl in the house and took her braids out herself. As well as, how do y'all feel about co-parenting? Because we all, I do believe, a lot of us, we co-parent. Is this a type of behavior that's acceptable when you have to co-parent? What do you think?
Well, what was your question? The last thing you said?
Exactly, Kate. She should have been happy that he went out and got her hair done. I feel the same exact way. But for some particular reason, I call it the fact that she just was bitter. And I don't know what their situation is. I don't know what their background story is on what type of relationship that they have. But things could have been handled a lot different, especially due to the fact that those kids are very young. And they should not be witnessing their parents fight in the way that they were fighting. Jay, can you see the comments? All right, so Lydia says, I don't think she should have cut the braids out or took them out the child's hair, as nothing, it has nothing to do with their personal problems that they are going through. They need to learn to work together. This action could permanently scar this child. And I absolutely positively agree with that. Parents have to learn to understand that you have to get along, and even if you don't like each other, you do have to get along with each other in order for these kids to have a normal life, because at the end of the day, you are co-parenting. So you get your time, he gets his time, and that's that. But we
Yeah,
don't
right and
we don't
exact.
know. Danielle's asking who did the little girl's hair. We don't know if she went to a hair salon or if his girlfriend did the hair. And I think that was one of the reasons too. She probably thought that maybe the girlfriend did the hair. So she cut it. But that's still not a reason to um to cut her hair. Even if the girlfriend did do it, she could have just as easily took the braids out. She didn't have to do what she did.
Well, you know why she did that, right?
Kate said yes, she is bitter, but that little girl didn't deserve that. She honestly didn't, and it was a shame. And I was just disgusted by that video and her actions because that was just uncalled for. It was completely uncalled for. And the father, he videotaped it. And he's saying that it's hurting his daughter, but in the same token, they should have had some type of communication because the little girl did have extensions, and she's only. It looked like, I think they said the little girl was 2 or 3 years old. So I don't think extensions would have been the greatest look for her, but that's something that's what happens when you can't speak to one another. Because if he would have told her or was able to tell her what he was going to do, then that whole situation would have never happened. So how do you get to good co-parenting? What do you think, Jay?
I think everything you said was right. Know what I mean?
Exactly, Kate. Kate said who's really getting hurt, which is the little girl. And it's
Yeah,
always the kids that get hurt. It's never the parent. People think because they are keeping a child away from the other parent or making it hard for the other parent that is going to make things worse, when only thing that is going on is the fact that you're hurting your kid. A child should always be able to have both their parents. Kamisha says the mom is bitter. She is bitter and hateful. Derek says maybe she did tell him not to do it and he did it anyway.
Yeah, that's feasible. Oh, I didn't even think about it like that. Yeah.
Darlene says it doesn't matter who did the hair. What matters is that the dad wants to make sure his baby looked and felt good. She was very immature. A lot of women act silly when they are jealous of their ex. Absolutely, Darlene. I totally agree with that. That is 100% correct. Because I don't know. If you're not together, you are not together. There is no reason to be jealous of anybody once you break up. It just is what it is. Just hope and pray that the person that they get with accept your kids and take care of the kids as if it was their own. Derek said the video is done in the dad's point of view. It doesn't matter what point of view was in at that point, and in that time, that woman was still wrong for doing what she did. That's just
Yeah,
how I
but hold
feel.
up for a minute. Yeah, but hold up for a minute. Like, he got a point right there, because you know how everything happened where people catch a little clip it or something, and then the whole view is this way, but you don't know what happened before or after. You just know what happened in that moment right there.
Yeah, that's true. We don't know what happened before or after that video did
I mean,
air.
yo, for real, at least she was respectful and picked up the hair off the ground. Know what I mean?
Really?
So she could have been that mad. That's my point. She could have been that mad, because if you that mad, you gotta get to snip it, and that's it. Like, you'll stomp on it. You know what I mean? Like, because you don't care.
I get it and I understand that part, but obviously she did it for a reason. So I think it was because she thought that the father's girlfriend may have done it, but we don't know because we don't even know where she got her hair done at. Kate says we're still trying to figure it out. It's a long process. It is a long process to figure out how to co-parent, and it's very hard because it all depends on the type of people that you're dealing with, because everybody not mature enough to co-parent.
Mm.
Derek says we have to be careful of our opinions when we don't know the whole story. She was showing him she was she was she was showing him to stop playing with her. If she said not to put extensions in her baby's hair and he did it anyway, she has every right to be upset. Yes, she does. And I
But not to
do
that extent,
and I
though.
do agree with she has every right to be upset if she told him not to do something and he did it anyway. But
Yeah,
not to that degree. You just sat there outside and humiliated your 2 to 3 year old child. Like she's
yeah.
standing there in tears watching as her mother is cutting her hair. I don't think anybody would think that that's acceptable at all. And it's totally not acceptable. The whole story, Darlene says, the whole story doesn't matter. The little girl should not have been put in the middle. That was stupid and ignorant. You're absolutely right, Darlene. Very
Yeah,
ignorant of her.
that was stupid and ignorant. And the thing with that is that mother is very immature because you don't do that in front of a child. And that's the thing with these later generations. Like when I was younger, I never knew if my mother and father had beef. You know what I'm saying? They never put me in the middle of that. But with these younger generations, y'all all out here like doing everything in front of the kid, so the kid got to choose, and the kid shouldn't choose y'all both the parents. You know what I'm saying? Y'all take that beef and go somewhere else with that, and then y'all handle what y'all got to handle. You know what I'm saying? Because a kid ain't supposed to know everything that's going on in a grown folks' life, and that's the
Exactly.
problem with these younger parents. That's what they do, to use that kid as a weapon against each other, and you can't do that. That's wrong. That kid gonna grow up all effed up, yo. For real.
That is true. Because that's you teaching, you're the example for your child. So at the end of the day, how can you expect your child to act any differently than how you're acting if that's what you're doing, if that's all you're showing them? You know, that kids follow by example at the end of the day. So children should never have to be in the middle of anything that parents are going through. They just shouldn't. It's not right. It's not fair, and there's better ways to do things.
Hmm.
And once again, Derek says, but he could have been stupid and ignorant on a daddy stance. If she told him not to do it and he did it out of spite, he put the baby in that kind of situation. No, he did not put the baby in
So
that
that's what
type
I'm
of
saying. No,
situation.
no, 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 no. He right. No, no, he right. That's exactly what I just said. It don't matter if it's the mother or the father. If you gonna f up like that kid in a situation where if the person's not more mature or don't got their head on right, then that's what it is, which is pretty messed up. So he's absolutely right. We don't know who who was the person that started it, but what we saw on the video, that's what we saw. So it could be the mother or the father.
It could
It
have
could
been,
be
yeah, you're
whoever.
right. It could have
Yeah.
been either or, but still, he put out, from what I saw on the internet, that he put out a statement saying that the mother doesn't allow him to see the children. So he decided to pick the kids up early and take them to go get their hair done. Get get the son a haircut and the daughter's hair done. So it just could have been where he probably just didn't know, because the way he making it state is he's not allowed to see his kids, and they're in a custody battle right now. So could he have been trying to make his case by doing what he did? Maybe.
Yeah.
We really don't know. But at the end of the day, at that point I still do not think that mother should have did what she did. I just don't think she should have did that, because it
I
wasn't fair.
mean,
It was
I
not
mean,
fair to
it
that
wasn't.
child.
It really wasn't fair to the child because the child don't know what's going on. First of all, like y'all adults, y'all supposed to be the protector of your seed. And if you ain't protecting your seed, then what the hell are you doing with your life? I mean,
Exactly.
that's my point of view.
Darlene says women are having children for someone that doesn't that doesn't love them, and they use the children, which hurts the child. Absolutely, Darlene. Because all they doing is hurting these kids. Kay says true. She definitely could have handled it better. If you want to take them out, explain to the girl that it's not her fault and that her father didn't understand that he's not supposed to get you extensions. That's all you have to do is talk to your kids. She did not have to cut her hair like that. She just didn't.
Yeah.
Derek said if he didn't listen, then that's why she didn't let them see him. He's hard-headed. Oh, wow. You bugging, Derek. Hi, Tawana. The topic that we're talking about is about the video that went viral of the mother cutting the child's extensions out of her hair. We're talking about toxic co-parenting. Lydia says, regardless of the view, we as women have to stop tearing our children's self-esteem down because you think you're hurting him, and she could have handled that offline with him, not in front of her children. Absolutely, Lydia. It was just a better way to go about it. And we don't know if she didn't do that. But from that clip and from that video, she looks like she a crazy woman doing what she did to her child, and her daughter is standing there crying. That child is 2 or 3 years old of age. It just should have never happened. It doesn't matter. Darlene says it doesn't matter who started it. Some women use their children to hurt the dad. The hair looked it nice, cussed the man out later. Yep, and like I said, and I think every woman is agreeing with me. All she had to do was take the child in the house and take the braids out. It ain't that serious. Sure, I got a daughter with hair, and I would love for their daddy would have took them to go get their hair braided, and I ain't had to take care of it for 2 weeks.
Gotta pay that money first.
I ain't paying nothing.
Hey, listen.
I ain't paying
I'll pay
nothing.
that money first.
You picked them up and took them, you can pay for it.
Listen, I ain't doing all that because I don't know how females do with the hair and the prices and stuff, man. They could have got me. I could have paid like $500 for something that cost $20. You know what I mean?
Okay, Tawana says now did she do that to hurt him or because the brace was too tight? Because one video she said she did that because they were too tight. I don't know. But I don't think that she should have cut her hair there. She just should have talked to the little girl and just told her that, listen, your father put braids in your hair. The braids are way too tight, so mommy has to take them out. And I think that just would have been it. And re-braided her hair. If she wanted her hair redone, wait a day or whatever, and then, braid her hair back up or whatever. I don't think it was necessary for her to stand there and cut her hair like that in front of him. Because you can tell that there was some type of exchange going on in that video between them two fighting. So I'm not doubting that they were not already going at it. We don't know what the exchange was. We only see the clip of her cutting the child's hair. Tawana says the sad part is it is really women that is still out here acting like that, and now they can get attention on social media. They are happy to use this outlet. Absolutely. They got a lot of toxic women out here that love to stir the pot with their kid's father and record it and think that it's cute and think that it's funny, and it's not. Because the only person that hurt is their kids.
No, but why do you feel like it's a lot of toxic women out here doing
You see
it?
it all on social media all the time. You see these women out here. I'm just saying, you see these women out here doing what they're doing.
I get where you're going with that, but that's not answering my question.
Because they not
why
over
do you
their kid's
think
father. They bitter.
That was it.
And they mad.
I was looking for, there you go. Yeah.
And then you do have some men that's not over their kid's mother.
I was just about to put it like that too. It's vice versa. Everybody crazy. They don't need to be, but they is. Know what I mean? Shit.
Yeah, because we're only going by the video of what we saw. So And that was the part that we saw. And that part right there just spoke volumes. Because I was just like, ugh, I was disgusted. Because I couldn't even see myself doing that with my children's father. I just couldn't do it.
But that video is really, really, really subject to interpretation by the public because it was just a snippet of what happened.
Yeah, it was just a snippet. So it's like,
I mean, once you get like that's the thing with media. Like once you get somebody to think one way, everybody's gonna think that way unless you got a thinker that thinks out the box. But because everybody wants to feel like, okay, I saw it, this is what happened, this is wrong. And I'm not sticking up for neither one of them. I feel like you don't know the whole story. They both was wrong. She was wrong for cutting the girl hair, and he was wrong for getting it done if she said, don't do that, which I don't know the whole story. So everything is still up for interpretation, but everybody can feel the way they feel. The whole story.
that's true. Natasha says the only person hurt is the child who will be traumatized by this experience.
That's a given. Everybody knows that. That's fact right there. The child is that was a dramatic time in that child's life. But as adults, like we're looking at the adults, like none of that should have went down.
Exactly. None of it should. They shouldn't have been arguing in front of their kids anyway, because they're you can look at them and tell that they were young children. You know, they couldn't have been no more than 3 years old. Derek said if she took her into the house and took it out, babies cry when you do anything to their hair. She sat in the chair for 2 hours, and that alone would make any child cry. He would be in the window tapping, as if she cried, and y'all would be up here mad at her again. That's not true. Yeah, but at the same age, people need to grow up and realize that's whack. What's whack, and it's very whack, Tawana. I totally agree with you on that. Her behavior was crazy, and I'm not gonna even. I just can't. I can't. I can't do stuff like that. I don't like to argue in front of my kids, in front of with their father, about anything, because it has nothing to do with them. And mothers sometimes have to learn they can't keep using their kids as weapons to make somebody upset. Because the only person that gets hurt is the kids. Even when you go into court, trying to get custody, it's like a tug of war back and forth. It's like, yo, can we all just get along?
Negative.
Let's just do what's right for the. Let's just do what's right for the kids.
See, you thinking logically. You got to understand, everybody out here is not thinking logically. Everybody's selfish, and you got to realize that. So if you selfish, you're never going to think logically. You're going to think about how can you win? How can you get over it? And that go vice versa. I'm speaking about dudes and females. Like, it don't matter. I've seen them both. But that's just what happens. It's just the way of the world. And I could get deeper than that, saying how the court system prohibits that and everything. But I ain't got to get into all of that. All I'm saying is people do what they do for a reason, not for the sake of their seed, which when you have a seed, you're supposed to protect that seed with your life through anything. Like, you're supposed to let them know certain things. You're supposed to protect them from hearing and seeing certain things to a certain age. And you got a 2-3-year-old knowing that your grandmama talking stuff about your mother because she ain't, and it's like, that's crazy. Like I see it all the time, and it's crazy.
Exactly. And that's just giving children a preconception of something that they shouldn't even know. Like, you know, when we were younger, when grown folks talked, where the kids had to go? In the room.
Had to out the room where they was talking so they can handle what they had to handle.
Exactly. So
like it's not sheltering your child, but it's protecting them.
Exactly.
Because you know your child's gonna grow up and go through the same shit. Oh, sorry. Through the same stuff. But as long as you can protect them until they get old enough to understand, that's the issue. You know they're gonna find out about everything you were saying with your uncle and aunt and everybody in the room. By the time they're 20, they're gonna understand everything.
Yeah.
But you protected them from that so they could live their life, go off and go through high school and deal with their adolescent problems. Know what I mean?
Exactly. But
That's
that's
the
the whole point. You know,
problem with these
that's your
kids.
job as a parent. You're absolutely right. It's to protect your kids
Yeah,
from everything.
yeah.
Kate says, whoever did what both of them needed to put the child first. That's why these kids are effed up for life. Exactly, because these new grown folks should talk. Absolutely, Kate. All grown people should know how to talk to one another. We all should, but this is a different generation. This isn't the generation that we come from. I guess because we're a little older, and it's like you don't do certain things in front of your kids. You don't say certain things in front of your children or whatever. So, but these young girls and these young daddies, Lord Jesus, it's a different generation. They don't have those same values that we were taught and grew up
Pause,
with.
pause. I'm gonna need you to be politically correct on that because there are some young people who do know what they're doing, but I say about 98% of them are what you're talking about. But there's some young dudes, 29, 30, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, a very
You know what
small
I'm saying?
percentage.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, it's a small percentage, but the majority of the people, they don't have that. Why? Because you have kids raising kids,
Yeah.
so they don't
But
know
that
no better.
but that been the thing.
Whereas,
That been the thing when we grew up. You know what I'm saying? We was growing up, it was kids raising kids.
yeah,
Our generation.
but at
Like seriously.
but well, I know my mama was grown and married when she had us, but it
No,
was
I'm not talking about our parents' generation. I'm talking about our generation.
it wasn't too many of us that
Oh,
was.
it was a lot of kids raising kids in our generation
No, it
too. Come
wasn't.
on.
No, it
Yeah,
wasn't.
it was.
No,
Yeah,
it
it was.
wasn't.
I mean, what, back in the 40s? You
Love
crazy.
you too, Kate.
You
This
crazy.
generation is affected. Derek says this generation is affected by the previous generation. Explain that, Derek.
Yeah, you got to explain that.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta go
word.
into a little bit more detail than that, Derek. But I,
Yeah.
but I still think but we were just brought up differently, and the way that these kids now are raising kids, like they people are becoming grandmothers at 20, 30 years old or whatever.
Oh,
Literally.
that's crazy.
Like it's
That's crazy.
crazy. You got
I
little
don't,
kids that's 13 and
I don't even
12
know
having
this, but
babies.
that's crazy.
Like it's something wrong with that picture. I'm sorry. At 11 and 12, I was not thinking about having sex, let alone having somebody kid.
Oh, you bet
Now
not.
now you
Oh, you
got these
bet
parents up here putting videos of their little 12-year-old having baby showers with their little 13, 14-year-old baby daddy. Like, come
not. Yo,
on. What are
serious?
you really gonna
Oh, wow.
that's
I'm way out
the
the media. Seriously? No,
yes.
no, that's something new to me. I ain't know that. Like for real?
Yes.
Oh, that's
Yes.
crazy. That's
I mean,
crazy.
I,
See,
I
I'll go
scroll
to jail.
past, but
I'll
I
go to
don't.
jail.
I just don't
I'll
think
go
that
to
that's
jail.
cool. These kids are having sex at early ages. They're getting pregnant earlier and earlier before they even teenagers. Before you even have a life to live.
Yeah. Now, life
Derek
is short. That's what these
says,
kids don't understand.
when one generation chooses not to correct the next generation, then you leave them to figure it out by themselves. That's very true.
Okay. Okay. I can half agree with that. But if you have a generation coming up and a generation trying to tell you something, you just hard headed and you feel like you grown at a certain age, we can't tell you nothing.
Exactly. You can only correct what you want to correct. You could, and that's even
Yeah.
with grown people. You could tell somebody that's grown something that don't necessarily mean nothing. That don't mean that they're gonna take your advice or they're gonna apply it.
Yo, word,
It's just like
word.
whatever, and you keep it stepping. You can't force anybody to listen to what
Yo,
you're
go ahead.
saying.
Go ahead. Talk that ish, man. Go ahead. Yo, what? Yo, right in the
Everybody,
set. Yo, true.
everybody want to mind. Oh, Derek says everybody wants to mind their own business these days, and Kara says like it's like exactly like the TV show 16 and Pregnant. That's like glorifying pregnancy here. And
They
that,
have a show like that? Oh my
yes,
God, man.
MTV has a
I'm
show
way out the
called
loop. I'm way out the
16
loop,
and
man.
16 and pregnant,
Wait,
and this is just, and that show is just about a bunch of 16-year-olds with their young fathers having kids, and some of them have multiple children. So, yeah. And sometimes, okay, yeah, your child may end up pregnant at a young age, but you have to learn to teach them and not do everything for them. And everything is not, when you have a young mother and a young father, now y'all
hold on.
grown
Say that.
people, so you
Hold
have
up.
to
Say
show
that
them how
one
to
more
be.
time.
You're showing her how to be a mother. You have to
Say
show
that one
your
more time.
16 or 15 or 14 or 13-year-old how to be a mother at that young age. So you're basically being the grandmother and the mother to that kid.
Mm, mm.
You showing her how to be a mother to her own child because she's too young to understand it. It's not about
See,
them
the young
listening now. It's about planting the seed.
the, the young folks don't understand fear. They fear nothing. That's the problem. Listen, I'm old as hell. My mother is 5'3", and I'm still scared of this woman. I will never raise a hand at this woman. Like, but I tower over her and everything. And if she slapped the hell out of me for doing some dumb shit, some dumb ish, I gotta take it. See,
Exactly.
the yeah, this generation don't understand fear. That's good fear. I fear my mother in a good way. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? No matter how old I get. But it's a lot of kids out here just they just don't have any respect for anybody. So how you expect them to go out in the street and have respect for anybody else if you don't respect your own peoples? You know what I'm saying? Your own earth.
Yeah, well, it comes
You know what
from
I'm saying?
home. Everything always comes from home. Derek says it's not about them listening; it's about planting the seed. Enough people come to that person saying the same thing, they would think about what is being said. Maybe, maybe not,
Yeah,
maybe. Who knows?
yeah, yeah. He right, but like I said, like people is hard headed, especially younger generations. Shit, I mean, I was called hard headed in my day, but I still listen when the older dude told me something.
Yeah, but it still is. How do you effectively co-parent and not be toxic? Kara says grandma has to stop doing for them, and they need to fall on their face. Sometimes they do.
Yeah,
Sometimes people have to learn the hard
yeah,
lesson when you having kids.
yep.
And some parents do that. Like, we all had that one. Some parents is like, yo, you get pregnant, you gotta go, which would make you think twice before you even think about having a child. Because I know if my mama said that to me, I'm gonna think twice before I open up my legs to anybody to get pregnant.
I
So,
mean, it depends on how old you is. You don't care when you that. You ain't listening to that.
let
You
me tell
like,
you
hey,
something.
look,
Like I said,
look.
these
I'm
kids are
about to do
young.
this. Oh,
No, these kids are young. They're not even teenagers yet. They don't know
oh,
nothing
okay,
about
okay.
that.
Yeah. But that's what they say. Listen, man, I was in love at 2 years old. I love this
You don't
woman.
even know what love is.
I
Derek says
did.
it starts with respect. We don't need to be with each other to respect each other, which is 100% true. Lydia says
Yeah.
the generation now comes from the crack parents who had kids and the kids was not raised properly. Now their kids are having kids with no guidance. The generation curses have to be broken. They have no fear because fear was not put in them because their parents is too busy running the streets getting high. And that's true
Mm-hmm.
too.
Mm-hmm.
That's very true. Because you see a lot of parents out here just ripping and running and showing their kids no type of guidance at all whatsoever. So, you can't expect as an adult that when you get ready to have your kids, you just showing the same example that your parents showed you or didn't show you because you don't know how to do it. Shalyn says, first of all, I agree with you, Kara. It starts at home. You can't wait till your child becomes a parent to teach them how to be a parent. They're learning from you all their life. Absolutely. And that's and I agree with you, Shalyn. Exactly. Everything starts at home from the day that they born. Your children follow your example. They see how you maneuver. They see how you talk to daddy. They see how mommy and daddy, do what they do in the house. And even if you do not live together, it doesn't really matter. You should still have this. You should have some type of respect when it comes to the children. It doesn't have to be an argument all the time. It doesn't have to be a fight. All you have to do is just respect one another. It doesn't matter. When the kids is around, nothing else matters because they see you. You're their example. You're showing them how to be who they should be out here in the world. Not the other way around. And then you do have kids that do grow up and see the toxic parenting that's going on and say, I refuse to be like them when I have my kids. So Jay, what do you think? How do you feel parents can be so not so toxic with one another? Because we all got kids out here, you know what I'm saying? But what's good in my house may not be good in your house.
Nah, keep going. Go ahead. Nah, for real. Go ahead.
Wait a minute. It's going too fast. Oh, Jesus. I think Derek says most toxic relationships come from unresolved issues. You hurt me. I act like I wasn't beat, but I was. And it shows later on when everything the ex does makes you mad. Address the pain you feel and stop trying to be that chick or dude and toxic. I can't see the rest of it. And toxic won't be in a relationship. Well, first of all, that got to come from after you break up. I mean, like I said, it's a lot of us that co-parent.
I'm gonna sit here and look at you. Go ahead, keep going.
And
I'm gonna sit here and look at you.
You can't get over if you can't get over your ex that you now have a child with, then that's a problem that you have to deal with. That has nothing at all to do with that man or that woman when it comes to your child. Nothing at all. People just don't respect people anymore. And it's a tug of war game when it comes to the kids. And like I said, I would be, if my children's father got into another relationship with a person, I would not be upset. I have no reason to be upset. As long as you treat my kid appropriately, I have no problems. Live your best life. You want to buy him something? Go ahead.
Why not just nix all of that off? Now, I'm going to elaborate on that, but just answer that. Why not just nix everything off?
Nix everything off in what way?
Like, because most kids don't understand the concept of, because, okay, let me start by saying this. Okay, as kids, we all want that, okay, I got mommy and daddy, this, that, and the third, whatever, right? But most kids don't understand the concept of, okay, whatever happened between me and mommy, that's it. It's just me and you, kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, so whatever happens, you're going to have two of this, two of that, two of this, two of that. And most kids still want that to be like a family bond, but unfortunately, it's just not like that. So when I say nix everything off, meaning that, okay, I would let the kid make up their own mind, because it's like, look, you got the person that you was with or whatever, your kid's father, your ex-husband, ex-wife, kid's mother, whatever. And everybody has to live their life. So, with that being said, you have to also tell this kid, like, that's the problem. Like, you're not explaining to the kid, this is what happened, but you're not explaining everything because you're not supposed to. Whatever y'all went through, y'all went through. It'll be like, look, me and mommy, me and daddy, not together no more. So this is what's gonna happen. But a lot of people, a lot of kids don't get that. So they just expect, okay, one day my mommy and daddy gonna be together. And that's not the case. Because if y'all feel the way y'all feel, which if you did a good job, this kid would not know how y'all feel towards each other. You know what I'm saying? So this kid needs to understand that's never gonna happen, but we still love you.
And that's true. And that's what I said
Right.
earlier. There has to be some type of communication between the two parents in order for the kids to understand the situation. And
Okay.
and that has to constantly happen. That has to constantly be updated. So, you know what I'm saying? So the kids don't feel like it's a strain. And they understand that mommy and daddy don't live together or whatever, but when they are together, they can still get along. Everything does not have to always be a fight.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Derek says both parties have to be okay being transparent with each other. If we are if we are going to be honest, if we start rushing into situations, we won't have kids being born into crazy environments. That's true to a certain extent.
But what if you were 17 and you ain't know nothing? And then you
Stop.
just trying to be a man because your mother raised you right. Oh, I'm sorry.
You so stupid. He also says stop with the acting out of lust because she got a fat. He got money, and let's think. Do I really want to be stuck with him or her for the rest of my life?
See, none of
Okay,
that
that's
matters to me. Like seriously,
mm,
like let's keep it real on a female. I'm talking from a male perspective. On a female perspective, right? Okay, what do you look for? And then I noticed because I got a sister. She was like, I'm looking at your feet first, right? And
uh-huh.
if your ish is busted, then yeah, you not to do what I'm trying to do. Okay, I get that. That was when I was younger, right? So from a male perspective, listen, I'm not Jay-Z. I don't know what y'all wear. If it look nice, I don't care if you got it from Target. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the difference between me and everybody else. That's all I'm saying. Like if it look nice on you, is fitting and everything in the right place, then yeah, I'm gonna talk to you.
But I don't think that has. I personally don't think. Just to answer Derek's comment, I don't think that people rush into situations because you could be with somebody for years and still ends up co-parenting with them.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's rushing into anything. I just think that when once that relationship, if it should end, and you now have a child, you and you're co-parenting, it should be just a respect type of thing going on, and y'all should be able to raise your child together because at the end of the day, that man ain't going nowhere and that woman ain't going nowhere because y'all gonna be connected by that child for the rest of your life into the grave. So you
Yeah.
have to learn to just get you have to learn to
Mm.
get along. It has to be some type of understanding between the two of you.
Damn, you put that in perspective, man. I was just thinking after the age of what Jersey got, what like what 23.
Yeah.
I was like, you got 23 years on me. That's it. But yeah, you right. It's to the grave.
Yeah, your kid, y'all, no matter what, you're bonded by your children. At the end of the day, when they get ready, when they're 20, 30 years old and they getting ready to get married, if they get married or whatever, both parents, y'all both gonna be there. You know what I'm saying?
Hell
If
no.
your
Hell, that
child,
ain't happening.
if your kid has a
That ain't
kid, you're
happening.
both are gonna be grandparents. People just have to
What?
learn.
You
People just
crazy.
have to learn to communicate in order to get along. It doesn't
You
matter
bound.
if daddy moved on and got a girlfriend and now mommy got an attitude. No, it shouldn't be that way. Be happy that he moved on. And one day, if once you stop being bitter and stop worrying about what he doing all the time and worrying about who he messing with, you'll find you somebody yourself. That's just
Never
how I
gonna
feel.
happen because you're too bitter for all of that. Ain't never gonna happen. You're gonna pass along. some nice guy that's gonna bring you treats to work
But that go
and
for men
everything,
too.
and
I'm
you
not
like,
gonna
no,
just say
I'm
women. That
still
go for
worried
men
about this
too.
dude.
That go for you men too. Cause sometimes men
But
don't know how to
that
let
go
go.
for the men. That go for the men too. But me, I'm neutral. I'm like, yo, you can do what you want. Like,
You're so silly.
I don't care what you do.
But I don't. Yeah, Derek. I don't think that what I don't think that really has anything to do with how parents are parenting. And I don't think that all parents rush into things. Sometimes you might get a win, it'd be a one night stand and all of a sudden it's like boom, bada bing, I'm done. and, and I popped up pregnant. I get that. But most of these relationships
Gotta
that
hit the
become
clinic after
most of
that
these
because
relationships to me that even become toxic are relationships that you have been in with somebody for years and you just can't get over them. You can't get over the fact that y'all not together and you just use your kid as a freaking weapon to hurt that person. And that's just not right.
and it doesn't matter. Like
It's not all cases, but it's a majority of them. Grant taken. I can understand that, and I can understand that, but it still has not. It still has to be a way where parents, especially young parents, can co-parent without stuff like this, like what happened in this video. Where does the maturity come in at? Davida Ford. You should not use your child as a weapon, period. Absolutely. Your child should never be a weapon. That child should never, ever have to feel or understand or know whatever is going on between that grown mother and that grown father. Just take care of your children. That's it. Just take care of your kids. And you do have some bitter daddies out here who mad because they got put on child support and now they want to do everything under the sun. It's true. You do got bitter daddies out here who mad because they got on child support and now I'm about to do everything in my power to make the court see that she ain't fit to be their mother and I want custody because I don't want to pay my child support or whatever.
that'll never happen, first of all, and it ain't that they're not trying to pay child support. It's just that if let's break this down to a smaller scale. If you make $10 a week, they're taking 9. So that's the bitterness, but they don't care about them. They just like, yo, you want me to get 8, 9 jobs to support myself and you? Like, nah, I ain't
I
doing
understand.
all that.
I understand that.
Like,
Okay.
I ain't
I
doing
do
all that.
understand, but you do have some men that will take care of their kids, whether they have to pay the child support or not. You do have men, but you do have bitter men that are upset and they do whatever they can do to make that mother look like she unfit.
Yeah, but how did they become bitter if you put me on child support and you know my Nikes look like 1985 done ran over a motherfucking bus?
We
Like,
all listen. We
you
all know
met me
how to
like
get over
that.
on the
You think
system.
I can
Okay.
afford Pampers? Like, come on, yo.
We all know
Like,
how to get over on the system. Derek says, unless you're using them like a bat, kids are not weapons. kids, yeah, kids are not weapons. And I don't think that, as parents we should be using our children as weapons or whatever. If you have an issue with your child's
yo,
father or that child's father has an issue with you, then y'all need to handle that issue and leave them kids out of it. It shouldn't be, because you didn't do this. Oh, now you can't see your daughter or your son for 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month or whatever. It should never be that way. It should never be that way. Kids should be able to see their parents whenever they want to see their parents. Or if you don't pay for this, or you don't give me this, or you don't do that, you holding the kids away from their parent, and that's just not right. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people like to say that it's all these deadbeat fathers out here, but that's not the case. Because these fathers do want to take care of their kids. But you so bitter that you can't even see that and allow them to do what they need to do for their child because you're mad. And until you're not mad anymore, he can't see his kid. Or every time he comes to pick up his kid, it got to be an argument or a fight. That just doesn't make sense. That is what I mean by co-parenting gone wrong. It's toxic.
Yeah, it is. But then if you look at this, if I'm that dude that come and smack you up all the time and be like, shut up, then I'm the best dad in the world. Because it looked like I care. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? And that's
exactly.
toxic.
Very. It's very toxic. And we could go back even I can't remember the child's name, but it was a mother and a father. They weren't together anymore, and this child ended up being killed by the mother and her boyfriends. And the father was fighting to get this child back. And I believe the little girl was about maybe 6 years old, and he was fighting in the courts to try to get her back. And the mother and the father, I mean, the mother and the boyfriend wasn't even her stepfather. The mother and the stepfather ended up killing that child. So,
Mm.
and he was fighting in the courts to get custody of his daughter because that
Hmm.
mother was unfit, and she wouldn't let him see his daughter. And that was hard. That was like a horrible case, and I think now he's trying to fight to get some type of law passed for fathers who are going through that. Davida
Mm.
says men who pay child support and don't care for their kids 24/7 has no business questioning the mother about child support money. A lot goes into caring for a child. If she wants to get her hair done with the money because all month she's been paying bills, buying food and clothes and etc., then she deserves that. That's my opinion.
All right, I'm gonna have to stop you on that. And look, y'all about to hate me right now. I'm like, right now. All right, y'all about to hate me. Listen, no, no, no. Listen, let me just get a moment, okay?
I'll give you a moment. Let's
All
keep it
right,
respectful.
all right, all right. I am now. Listen, the thing is this: the courts tell you that she put a roof over they head or her head or his head or whatever your kid's head. She's doing this. She's doing that. She's 24 hours a day. This, that, and the third. I, as a man, didn't choose for that. I would like to go pick my kid up from school. I would like to go throw a ball around with her, but I can't do it because you so bitter and you like, well, your father ain't never there because you keeping me from my child. That's number one. Number two, yes, I want to see receipts because, like I said, let's keep it at a smaller scale. I make $10 a week, right? You're taking 950 from me. How am I gonna live? So now you're taking most of my income for one kid, and then I still gotta pay for an apartment, pay for insurance, pay for a car. How am I gonna get to work without a car? No, say it's a lot of stuff. Okay, just like the court say, okay, well she got to do all this and that. Guess what? I got to do all this and that to live. So you doing that? I can't see my kid. And everything I do buying outside of child support is not recorded. It's called charity, by the way. It's not called support. It's called charity. Okay. So now I'm giving charity to my kid that I'm just like trying to take care of, but it's charity, right? So I do all of that. I pay you. I got 3 jobs. I got a 1-bedroom apartment. I got a Honda Civic sitting outside, but you're driving a Lexus. The refrigerator is full of food, like mind you, so I can only go shopping right now to do a week's worth of grocery shopping for myself. So your refrigerator full of food, which is good. I want my kids fed, but you trying to tell me that I can't get receipts on what I pay because I'm paying it? Like, no, cipher, God.
Okay.
Like that, yo, look, that ain't happening. That ain't happening.
Okay, your moment is over.
Yeah, I could go on, but I had to cut it short. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I cut
All
it
right.
short.
I can understand to a certain degree what Davida is. I can say under a certain degree I can understand what Davida is saying.
Hold on. Not to cut you off. I didn't even touch on. No, you ain't supposed to get your hair and nails done with my money. That's one of my kids. Like, what's wrong with you?
Okay.
Okay, now I'm done.
You done having your moment? Okay.
Yeah.
I can agree with Davida to a certain extent, because what she's saying is, if for that whole entire month I fed the kids, I clothed the kids, bought them their clothes, bought them their shoes, this is out of just my money that I did everything for that kid
but
for
it ain't
that
your
month.
Money. That's my money.
No. This is not. This is your child support payment comes once a month, correct?
No. It depends on where you work. If you get paid every week you get paid, or if you get paid every 2 weeks you get paid.
Okay, so
it goes by how you get paid.
So even
you getting that check all month. Like,
okay,
you get that check all month.
Okay, so depending on whatever you have to pay, because some men that don't even have to pay but so much. So
no, negative. That's a lie. Like I told you. Okay, I'm gonna put it on a bigger scale, right? You get paid $500 a week, right? Let's just say you get paid $5 a week, right?
Okay.
She's getting $389 out of you before taxes. And then that's what you get. And then they take taxes out. So you think about how that man's supposed to survive. Think about that. But she getting her hair and nails done.
Okay, but this is okay. You thinking about all right, and I understand what you're saying, but it's the same way you saying that I have to pay all of this stuff and still survive. It's the same way she's saying I still have to pay all of this stuff and still survive too.
But the difference is I'm a dude. I can't get help. I don't got no Section 8. I ain't got no.
And who's to say that she has Section 8?
They all got that because they make y'all go on that to get the dude. Like I'm telling you, it's a system. They make y'all go on that. So right now, you got an apartment worth $1,500 a month. You paying $300, right? And then you got the food stamps, then you got that. And then I'm still paying you this. That's extra income. That's like, listen, if you made $40,000 a year, right? My contribution would be another 30, 35. You rich. You ain't gotta work. That's it.
I don't totally disagree.
No, you don't get it. No,
I don't get it because I've never been on child support before. But at the same token, I can still understand.
That's why you're a real woman. You don't get it, but you don't understand.
But I understand what Davida is saying as far as if I'm taking care of my kid for that whole entire month, and my child support should come in, and I want to get my nails done, then you damn right I'm gonna go get my nails done. Why? Because at that time my child don't need nothing. So if I take some money and I go get my nails done, I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything. As long as that child is being taken care of, I don't see anything wrong with you going to get your nails done, because that child has everything that child needs at that time, which didn't come out of your money. It came out my money, out of my check. And
no, I disagree. Because once you start getting child support, if you got a dude that pay it, like you're getting the money every week or 2 weeks.
If I'm getting the money, okay, I'm gonna put it to you like this.
So take your money. No, take your money. Your nails done.
Okay, listen. If my son, if my child come home, if any one of my kids come home and say, okay, Ma, we got pictures this day, and I need a new pair of sneakers today, and my child support check didn't come until 2 weeks later, so I'm going into my bank account to get that money out to go take care of it.
Nope. Call it that.
No, because you know what, you do have.
If he a real dude, he'll be like, okay, listen, I'm gonna go buy these sneakers, but this is what I need you to do. I need you to deduct that from my payment coming up.
And that shouldn't be.
That's it.
No,
that's it.
That shouldn't be. If I call you and tell, if I
put me on child support, you're not allowing me to do what I need to do for my kid. So now everything is recorded. So now I got to make sure that, okay, if I do this, this has to happen.
I'm not taking nothing out of that child support check because you decided to buy that child some sneakers.
If you never did that, you could come to me at any time and I'll just hit you off. Which is considered charity, by the way, unless you're going through court. That's the system.
Wouldn't need to be on child support if you took care of the kid.
No, it don't matter. Some women don't care. They just mad because you effing somebody else and they do it better. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't care. Like, seriously.
I understand that sometimes women do put men on child support because, of course, they are upset. But
they catch you with that fat booty.
I'm just saying, this is all I'm saying about that.
Oh no, I know what he's doing because I know him.
If you are a real father and if my child needs this and this and I still have not received your child support check and I call you and say X, Y, Orange, and Z need their sneakers because they got pictures or whatever, I will say this is the two options that we gonna do. You either gonna buy the sneakers that child need and I'll pay for the pictures, or you could pay for the pictures and I'll buy the sneakers. So that way we both are giving. But if I have to, let me finish. Let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
If you decide to buy the sneakers and then say to me, "Well, take it out of my child support check," then guess what? Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna buy. I'm not gonna. You don't gotta buy nothing. I'll wait for my check, and whatever I didn't pay because I had to buy that child their sneakers and pay for them pictures, it's coming out of that child support check. That's it.
But see, that's the way the system got us. And it's not allowing us to be fathers, and it's not allowing y'all to be mothers. That's my point. Because if any real man that has a seed, they're going to do for their child. Any real woman that has a seed, they're going to do for their child. But because you bring the system in, and I could call it something else, but I'm not. But you do that, and that's when everything get effed up. And now we on checks and balances because you got me on the system. But if you didn't have me on the system, that kid could get whatever he wants. And I bust my ass for it. But because you bitter, because you know my shorty doing better than you, like, you mad at me. And it's wrong. She ain't got nothing to do with my child.
All right. Okay. And that I can understand that part. All right. Derek says the problem is that most relationships end, but the couple still wants that. And they're too prideful to say, "Hey, let me get that." I can't with you. Derek, explain why she's wrong on all levels with that one.
That's to me, or
no? That's to Derek. He says that she's wrong on every level. I will explain. What do you mean by that? Davida says you're talking about priceless things. You're supposed to pick your child up, and it costs nothing to throw a ball with your child or your.
But I just went through that. Like I just explained the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm like,
no, these are comments as you were talking. They were commenting.
Okay. Well, I hope I answered everybody's question because I like to fully explain what I'm talking about.
Shalin says, who is this guy? Davida says, and realistically speaking, a judge will never take 98% of your wages.
Oh, they take a lot. Like, you can't live. Like, also, you can't live. All right.
Derek says, you use a child's money for the child. If I'm helping you pay bills, the use of your money for your hair and nails, you get my money the same time you paying bills.
Exactly. But the thing is not like that because they take so much from you, y'all become rich. Y'all have a whole nother income. Like, seriously. Like, if you make, as a woman, as a baby mother, like, say you make $60,000 a year, you have another 30 to 35 to 40 to 45,000 coming in. You're good. You're good.
He says, put that money towards the next month of food, clothes, and bills.
So that's why dudes be wanting receipts, because we don't know what you're doing with it. Like, I know dudes that bought their baby mama's Lexuses without knowing it because they paying so much money. You know what I'm saying? because the kids don't need all that money. We're not Kanye. We're not Sean. We're not none of these dudes
Derek is
that pay
hilarious.
that pay 80, 90, $100,000 a month. We're not none of these dudes. But y'all still get that extra income.
No,
It's
Shallon
modern
says
day
that's the
slavery.
definition of a real dude. No, I don't think that's the definition of a real dude. I think the real definition of a real dude and a real father is just everybody stepping up and doing what they're supposed to do and what's right for their child. And it doesn't matter, because even if you do pay child support and I still do call you and ask you to get your child something, then I don't think that should be an issue, or I don't
That's
think that
what
should
I
be a problem.
say.
No, I'm not.
Did
No,
you not
I'm
hear me?
going into the comments. I'm reading
Oh, okay,
the
okay,
comments.
My bad. My
Francine.
bad. Don't punch me in my throat.
Francine, if you still watching, Francine says not everyone is in the same situation though. Can you explain to me what you mean by that? But not everyone is a real. No, you're going too far. What are you doing? Not everyone. Francine says not everyone is a real dad or mom. That is true. Derek says, I'm cool with how you saying it as long as you're paying with cash, but don't let me be walking by the nail salon and see that flower car come out. Then we have a problem. You're funny. Can I tell my situation? You absolutely can, Francine. Francine says they take 65%.
Oh, they take a lot, and that's before taxes. Think about that.
Allison
That's
says
before
patience needs
taxes.
to be put their feelings to the side and know it's about the child, not your personal feelings.
It ain't about the personal feelings. It is about the child. But like I said, if you buying Lexuses and getting your nails done off my money, and my child still running around in old ass Reeboks, it's a problem. Like for real.
Okay, so Francine says her ex doesn't work anymore, so she is getting zero child support. And my kids
Oh,
need
that nigga locked
financial.
up.
She said my kids need financial
Yo, that
support
nigga
and a
locked up.
father. And I absolutely agree with that, because you do have some fathers who don't want to pay their child support and be like, you know what, I'm gonna quit my job. So then that
No,
parent,
no,
no,
no.
you do,
That's the problem.
you do.
No, you do, but that's the problem. But if I come to court and I show you what I'm worth, and you still give me 90% over what I'm worth, that's
Okay.
that's
But
effed up.
kids
That's
also
effed up.
need their fathers.
That's effed
You know, kids, no matter what, because you do have single fathers out here too. You have single
Yeah,
fathers and you have
definitely.
single parents. And still,
Definitely.
at the end of the day, whether
Yeah.
you're paying child support or not, they still need that parent in their life.
Man, I would choose to be
Everything is
that
not
single
always
father.
financial when it
Hold
comes
up.
to a kid.
I would choose to be that single father so I could get child support from your ass. Word. Hell yeah.
Francine
Give me
says
that
he's a
money.
deadbeat.
I'm taking 65% of your check, and I hope you make 100 a year. Oh, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Like what? I'm coming
Okay,
for you.
Francine
Word.
says, "Oh, he's a deadbeat." That is being a deadbeat. That absolutely is being a deadbeat, because at the end of the day, I don't care what kind of job you have.
Hold up. What's being a deadbeat? Hold up.
She's
Define
talking about
deadbeat.
she's talking about her situation with her kid's father, who doesn't have a job. She gives no child support, and he's not there for her children. So
He locked up, so it
no,
don't
he's
matter.
not in jail. That man
Yo,
walking
see,
around
that's
free.
what I'm talking about. The real dudes get challenged with being locked up every day if you don't get another job. How is this man not locked up? Ask her that. How is this man not
She can
locked
hear
up?
you.
Okay. Yeah.
She can hear you. Davida says, Well, Derek says, I agree with that, Francine. That's a horrible situation for you and your kids. Davida says he's being stereotypical. Not everyone who receives child support is a broke leech. That's what he's saying. It's insulting to the hardworking moms who work hard. And I agree with you, Davida. Everybody that gets child support doesn't mean that they're on welfare or anything like that, and they're trying to just leech off of them. That they just trying to make sure that their child is taken care of, and that's it.
Yo,
I don't have to be on welfare
pause,
in order to get child support from my
pause,
kid's father.
pause. Let me ask you a question. Whoever said that, ask them this.
They can hear you. They
Oh,
can hear
okay.
you.
No, I'm just saying whoever. Like, I don't know who you said, but
Oh, that was
whoever
Davida.
said that. Okay, ask them this, right? Now, when you go to the child support office, do they ask you, are you with the father? And then if you say no, then they're going to say, okay, you got to become on welfare in order for us to track down the father if you don't have the social security number. So they make you get on the system. You may not want to, but that's the only way you're going to get paid. You got to get on the system.
Okay, so Francine says that her child's father does not participate in any of her children's sports, and I personally know. I know Francine, and she has 4 awesome boys that are and they're all they're athletic. So
Okay. I mean, honestly,
and
I don't mean
he doesn't.
no,
She's just talking
no,
about her certain situation that he doesn't do anything. And he was paying. She answered your question. He was paying, but he hasn't worked in a few months, and they won't lock him up. They won't lock him up for a long time, and she works.
How? Yo, they suspend your license. They fuck with your life.
Watch your mouth.
I'm telling you. Like, oh, sorry. They F with your life. Like, child support ain't no joke. Like, word more. Yo, I want to know what this nigga doing. What this dude doing. Like, word. Oh, you know what? Because she probably a good female that's not pursuing him. Is that it?
All right. Allison says, I work 2 full-time jobs and my ex-husband paid child support so my kids can have what they needed. And that's exactly what he should have done. Lydia says, do you honestly think that a child support check is enough to take care of a child? That's why it's called support, meaning help, because $25 a week is nothing. One child should live the same way that was living when you were together as a couple.
Okay, wait a minute. Who pays $25 a week? I don't know nobody.
Child support.
You can have a Burger King
Wait,
job,
let me finish the statement.
Child
support is based
at least $150 a week.
Child support is based on your income. The more you make, the more the child gets.
They take.
That's why I am.
Yep.
That's why I am a child. My mother taught me that they are your kids and need to be taken care of. Let me see it up there.
Listen, I'm not gonna win this argument because you know the females is in prominent. Like, no, but listen, it's real bad for dudes, like good dudes.
All right,
I'm not so much.
I just want to finish what she was saying. She said that
okay.
You make the more you make, the more the child gets that way. And the child, my mother told me that they are your kids and need to be taken care of with him or without him. That's why I work every day so they can't make you get on the system. And I agree with that because me personally, this is just me personally. I got 3 kids and I personally just wouldn't put my kid's father on child support. If you're going to take care of them, you're going to take care of them. Now I got a job, I work, and we'll do.
I don't even understand how that other commenter dude is not locked up. Like once you ain't got no job, they just lock you up.
Guess what? They can't because I don't qualify.
Like for real.
Davida says no. They don't say that. Did you have a dream or something? That's simply not true. I would love if they gave me Section 8. Me too, Davida. I would too. I would love it. You went too fast. But guess what? I can't because I don't qualify. Because people do work.
Because you a working woman. That's why. See, let me put you up on G. Who was that? Davida said?
Davida.
Okay, her, right? All right, let me put you up on G. Because you actually work. You actually have a job. So there you don't qualify. But it's these baby mothers out here that work 2 hours a day, three days a week, just so they can go ahead and do that. You get what I'm saying? Like, she's a real woman where she works. So it's supposed to be split equal. So if she figure out a hustle, not her, not the commenter, but I'm just speaking in general. So if she figure out a hustle, the system will totally support it. But because females like you and her and a bunch of other females out there that actually do work over 8 hours a day, yeah, you're not qualified for all the Section 8 but the females that figure that out, it's a wrap. They work it, they getting these little part-time jobs, they don't care. They like, look, I'm just gonna get more child support because I don't make as much as this dude. Like seriously, it's crazy. It's a whole system.
Okay,
yeah.
So Francine did answer your question, and she did say that he has to be in arrears before. He has to be in arrears for a certain amount of money before they will actually come and lock him up. And she also says that I can
wait,
but some of us choose not to wait. Francine says some of us choose not to work the system.
He could be $100 in arrears.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you go downtown, they will subpoena that nigga or try to
watch your mouth,
get a warrant out on him. Like, all you got to do is go down there. I know women like that. Like, yo, he could be a couple of $100 in arrears, which ain't nothing in child support. But if he a couple of $100 and you got these people after him, he's got to keep going to court. To court.
And all right, now, grant taken, I understand all of that, but we can't put everybody in the same hole. You got some women that do it, and then you have some women that don't do it. And that's just basically what it is. If you choose to take your baby daddy downtown and put him on child support, then so be it. And you don't have a job and things of that nature, okay, that's fine and dandy. But if you're that mother that works every day and takes care of her kids and you still go on child support, at the end of the day, for that woman that has that job, it doesn't matter whether you give that money or you don't give that money, because as women and us taking care of our kids, we're going to do what we got to do to take care of our children. Point blank, period. And we'll deal with you later. Because at that time, the only thing that matters is that child. That's it.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't even be, it should never be a back and forth thing when it comes to whatever that child needs. I don't care what it is.
See, I don't like the way you raise your voice at me because I'm not the enemy.
I'm not saying that you are, and I'm not raising my voice, but in that same token.
Yo, hold up. I'm sorry, sis. I'm sorry.
That's right. I get hyped up when we start talking about the kids there, because I know for a fact I ain't no deadbeat mom.
Yo, Wu-Tang for the babies, man. I'm telling you, Wu-Tang for the babies.
Davida says if she doesn't work and she's receiving services, she doesn't see that little child support check she'll get from you. The state system takes the money and puts it towards the money you receive towards the government. He needs to look up the policies.
They absolutely do. She's absolutely right. So instead of doing all, like, I mean, I could get into all of that, but I ain't. You know what I'm saying?
Derek stupid. Davida making money. That's right.
Yo, word.
Davida, you're not broke. So Davida, you're not broke. So at the end of the
Hmm.
day, I mean, child support is is a sensitive subject when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it
Hey,
does,
yo,
and it
I
also
want.
plays a but it
Can you
plays a
see that?
part in
Okay.
a child's
Look. That's.
it plays a part in a child's life and how toxic the parents can become because of child support. Because if
Yeah.
you can't, if all you gonna do is argue and do little things and be toxic to one another because I don't want to pay child support, because women have to pay child support sometimes too when fathers get custody of their kids or whatever. So if it's
Yeah.
gonna be a tit for
Yeah.
tat, is it
But
never, you're never gonna accomplish anything when it comes to parenting. It takes, it's
no. But the
everything is
thing
not
is
about
this.
money. A child needs their
Exactly. The
parents.
thing is
And
this. Let me be a father to my child, and we never had to implement this third party into this because you already know I'm gonna do what I need to do.
oh, okay. Okay. All right. We're at this point in the game because we could talk about this forever in a day when it comes to the child support and everything like that. At the end of the day, when it comes to your children and you have to co-parent, you can't be uh, toxic when it comes to each other. You have to learn to communicate. Women have to understand that that man has moved on with his life and he is with somebody else, and there is no reason for you to be bitter about your breakup. You broke up for a reason, because if you're not together, then something caused you to break up, and you just have to get over it. And that's the same thing with fathers. You have to learn to get over your kid's mother and move on. Everybody has to move on and work together in the best interest of their children. And on that note, I hope to see on everybody next Tuesday at 8 o'clock on Kandid Konversations. And this is probably the next conversation is going to be like almost a 3-part conversation. So I need y'all to, be up here and give me some of those good opinions. And we will talk to you guys on the next airing of Kandid Konversations. Peace and love, everybody. Have a good night. Thank y'all for tuning in.